Our On the Move crew recently visited with Charles Beeson as he entered his wheelchair-accessible van. We found out that he has been an entrepreneur most of his life with different business accomplishments, but he wanted to help people through hypnotism. So he studied and trained in methods of hypnosis and hypnotherapy, and he established a large practice in Cupertino, California. But when he was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, which is known as MS, he gradually had to change from a cane to a walker, and now he uses a motorized wheelchair. Today, our On the Move host, Donna Yeager, meets with our guest, Charles Beeson, to hear about his latest accomplishments. Now, here's Donna.
Hi, I'm Donna Yeager with On the Move, and I'd like to welcome our special guest, Charles Beeson. Welcome, Charles.
Hi, Donna. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, you were very gracious to invite us to, see all of your setups, and your van is very, very interesting. And that's what I saw first when I was very interested in your vehicle because you had the writing of information on your van.
Yes.
That's great. And what does it say on the side of the van?
It says Instacom hypnosis and a number of things that I do with hypnosis to help people.
Great. That's wonderful. That's fantastic. And what is your official title?
I'm a certified clinical hypnotherapist.
Oh, okay. Great. Wonderful. And how many years have you been doing that?
I've been practicing hypnotherapy for over 26 years.
Wow. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And most of your clients are in the Bay Area here, right?
Yes, the South Bay.
Yeah, okay, great.
And I'm now working with people around North America with my anxiety program.
Wow.
I do over the telephone coaching and on Skype.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
That's terrific.
Yeah.
And I know you have a lot of different programs, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So, and there's a range of things like people who have anxiety.
Yeah, I specialize in several areas.
Yeah.
I help a lot of people with serious and severe anxiety disorders.
Right.
And I work with people to help them lose weight.
Okay.
And I've helped a lot of people, close to 4,000 people in the Bay Area, stop smoking. So
wow.
I've done a lot of that.
That's great. Wonderful. And the you have a wonderful photograph that we looked at, as well as your van. And the other photograph that I thought was really interesting is the picture where you have all of your certificates on the wall.
Yes.
You've been very busy.
Well, yeah. Those are certificates of that I've gotten from different national organizations that certify and register hypnotherapists.
Right.
And one of them was a diploma, and so on.
Wow. Fantastic. Oh my gosh. But it's really impressive, all the different certificates and the fact that you have them displayed for everyone to see. And it really is very interesting.
Well, thank you.
I really enjoyed it. And now, actually, we want to talk about MS because when you were living in San Jose, you actually, when did you find out that you had MS?
Well, I came from Atlanta, Georgia, to San Jose.
Right.
And when I got here, I was already showing symptoms of MS. I had the numbness and tingling in the fingers and toes.
Right.
And I was having difficulty running and walking upstairs and so on.
Oh, yeah.
So I finally got in to see a neurologist and went through the diagnosis, and I was told that I've got MS. And at that point, they had no idea where it was going to go. My neurologist just said that everybody's different, and they couldn't give me any kind of real prognosis.
Right. Which is hard because some people call it the designer disease because people are, they're affected differently.
Right.
In so many ways.
Right.
Yeah.
And there are 4 different types of MS, and everybody has different symptoms within those 4 different ranges.
Right, yeah. Yeah, and but which is kind of interesting because you actually, it seems like you've had the type of MS that's a little more gradual than some others.
Right.
So,
it's a very slow progressive. It's called secondary progressive.
Right.
And it you go through a period where you have these very acute or bad exacerbations.
Right.
And those are probably the worst times, and then it kind of goes into a very slow progression. I've been very fortunate. I really haven't had an exacerbation, or my disease hasn't progressed since about 2000.
Wow.
So I've been very stable, but you got to really work at it to keep your muscles active and not let atrophy sit in once you go into a wheelchair.
Right, yeah. It's important to stay active and keep both mentally alert as well as physically active.
Right, it's a real mind challenge.
Right.
Probably more than anything else is controlling the mind and stress and anxiety.
Definitely. And actually, one of the photographs that you showed us was very interesting because you were walking at the time that you had the photograph taken with Jason, right?
No, that was a photograph with Coach Quick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a coach of the women's Stanford swim team.
Oh, okay.
That was back in '95.
Oh, okay. So tell us about that picture.
Well, I developed a technique that help people become very calm very quickly. And, and the coach had read about me, and he asked me to come and work with the girls swim team. And I helped them just become more relaxed when they went out onto the pool deck. So that right at a meet, so forth, when you got thousands of people in the stands, that can be very nerve-wracking and so on. So stress and anxiety is one of the biggest challenges to any athlete, whether they're professional or collegiate or amateur, whatever. So that's what I help them with.
Well, that's great.
Yeah, that year they won the NCAA championship, and the coach gave me some credit for helping them do that. So that was great. That was '95.
Oh,
yeah.
How exciting. My gosh. That's wonderful. Terrific. So, and then, so let's talk a little bit more about the progression of MS.
Okay.
And I know that for some individuals, like you said, there's a balance problem, and maybe the equilibrium is a little messed up, right?
Initially, that was probably the worst part. Was when I was being driven by someone else and I was riding an automobile. I would lose my equilibrium, and I got very dizzy, and it would cause a lot of instant anxiety. And, and at that time, I was developing a program to help people with anxiety. So I had gone and gotten some advanced training. And with the techniques I learned, I was able to take care of my own anxiety. And, and I just kind of took my program from there and developed it based on my own personal experience.
And, you know, in a way, you're able to be a more empathetic person if, you know, for someone with a physical disability, you know, to realize that you're able to talk with them and to kind of walk them through it because, you know, you've experienced it yourself. So.
Well, I've experienced the stress and anxiety that can go with it for many people who are disabled, and but there's a big difference in disabilities and and also when the onset of the disability is.
Exactly. Yeah, it's different for different people, and whether you have a visual impairment or a physical impairment or a hearing impairment, or if you're deaf, you know, it could be, you know, a number of different ways that you can. I mean, you can help a lot of people, you know, through your program. So.
A lot of people who are disabled or seemingly disabled from birth have a totally different situation than someone with a sudden onset of a disability. For instance, a spinal cord injury, if you're in an automobile accident, motorcycle accident, or maybe you were defending the country in Afghanistan or Iraq or something, and you come back and you have a serious disability. That can be very traumatic. And there you're talking about either PTSD or a form of PTSD, and that can be very serious.
Yeah, definitely. And I've always said that somebody with a physical disability from birth, I think personally, it's easier because it's a progression, and you know you're born with it, so therefore you you don't know anything different, and
Right.
you know, and even as you get older, you do see other people and how they handle things and how they handle a specific type of a disability.
Right.
And I've always considered myself very, very lucky to have my disability, because it's not a progressive kind of thing, and
Right.
you know, and so that's the way I look at it. And other people can, you know, look at their situation, but I always like to have a very positive, you know, upbeat kind of thing, because
Right.
it certainly doesn't always.
That's right. And someone with a slow progression,
Right.
I believe, and so do many others,
Yeah.
that the human being
Yeah.
meets challenges and can adapt
Yeah.
very, very quickly to situations.
Right.
If it's a sudden onset,
Yeah.
that's a very severe change.
Right.
I was very lucky and fortunate with my MS, because it was gradual.
Right. Yeah.
And it took a while to go from just a limp to a cane to a walker to a wheelchair, and that was fortunate in that regard.
Right.
I could adjust, and I was able to do that. But there's a lot of stress and anxiety going along the way to cope with all that.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's wonderful that you've actually kind of tailored your programs to help the disabled in a way, you know, and I mean, it helps everybody. It helps able-bodied people as well as people with physical disabilities. So it's wonderful.
I've recorded a lot of MP3 recordings, and I provide many of those recordings for free of charge, and people who are disabled are oftentimes on disability and so on, and they can go to my websites and download those recordings free of charge.
Yeah, well, that's great. And so also the photograph that you showed us about the other Olympian who, tell us more about it.
Yeah, Jason. I had the opportunity to work with a young man who was already an international world-class swimmer.
Wow.
And he was experiencing something that almost all athletes at one point in time experience, and that was a form of performance anxiety. And that's very typical.
Yeah.
And I helped Jason get ready for the 2011 Olympics.
Wow.
And he considered me a part of his Olympic team, and that was fantastic. It was just great to be a part of the picture.
Yeah, that's exciting. Very exciting. And it's so wonderful to see your photographs of you know, your participation, and that they really appreciated all your hard work. So.
Well, Jason gave me a great video testimonial that's on YouTube, and that's brought me a lot of clients over the years, so that's been nice. Yeah.
So, but the empathy is really very important, you know, and I think the disabled client feels that also, you know, and appreciates that, so that's wonderful.
Yeah, I hope they do.
Yeah. That's great. Wonderful. And then also, you showed me another fantastic photograph about you lifting weights to exercise. Like, I enjoy swimming, and that's my way of feeling good. And in the morning, I swim at 6 in the morning, and then, you know, it just really helps my whole day. I just feel great after swimming, and it's a wonderful outlet for me. And you know, but I see in your photograph, you're holding the weights, and you're able to, you know, lift weights. Yeah.
Well, it's very important if you have any kind of disability to try to maintain whatever you have. And it's good if you could try to further maybe increase your potential a little bit. You know, we got to keep it within, you know, what is reasonable, what's rational, what can we do? But we can always maximize whatever our potential is. And maintaining if you're in a wheelchair, you've got to maintain your upper body. And that's very, very important. And also whatever kind of aerobic exercise you can get, like you're swimming in the pool.
Exactly.
That's important. And just for your breathing, for your heart and so forth. But maintaining your upper body, I try to work out every morning. And some mornings I blow it, but you know, I forget, or I get involved with something else. But I do some activity. I have weights and I have bands and so on.
Yeah.
And I think it's very important if you have a physical therapist,
Yeah.
Use your physical therapist.
Right.
Go to whatever kind of physical therapy
Yeah.
that you can incorporate with your own therapy or treatment.
Right, right. And I mean, just getting ready in the morning is a workout as it is.
It is. Some days it takes about 2.5 hours to, you know, have breakfast. And I live alone, and I have no one helping me.
Right.
And you're fortunate you've got some help a little bit.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
And I have none.
Right,
so
right,
I've learned to try to do it all myself.
Right.
And I hope I can keep doing that for as long as possible.
Exactly. Yeah. So, and it helps you, you know, so that you're able to you know, do things on your own and to stay independent.
I try.
Yeah, that's great. That's wonderful. And, you know, I really love the other photograph that you showed us regarding your books, picture of your books. Yeah.
Yeah, I've written a few booklets, and they're downloadable.
Right.
You know, they're like PDF downloads, and one of them is about weight loss. It's kind of controversial. It's the 7 Great Lies of the Weight Loss Industry and the Secret to Permanent Weight Loss. And at one time, I owned one of the larger weight loss hypnosis centers in the country, and there I worked with a lot of people for weight loss, and I learned that most weight loss programs do not work, and even a lot of hypnosis weight loss programs do not work long term. So it's very, very important if somebody's trying to maintain their weight that they're able to change their thoughts, beliefs, and emotional issues about food, exercise, and eating to really take the weight off and keep it off. And that's a real challenge for a lot of people.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Not easy, that's for sure. Yeah, but I mean, and different people with different disabilities handle it in a different way, too.
Right.
I mean, I'm lucky, like I said, I'm very lucky to be able to go swimming because I think that doesn't hurt the muscles. It doesn't strain the muscles.
Yes.
Whenever I used to do sit-ups, I was told by my doctor not to do it anymore because I have arthritis in the lower spine. And he said, "You're making it worse, Donna." It's like, oh, I didn't know that. But you wouldn't know until, you know, a doctor tells you and educates you. And the swimming is perfect for me. So yeah.
For me, the biggest challenge has been trying to maintain my core. Because maintaining your core is essential. You know, if in my condition, and it's very easy to just let your core slip, and then you lose posture and you lose so many things. And I have difficulty doing a sit-up now, and I have some difficulty sitting up in bed. So I just started a whole new regimen with my own physical therapist with some new exercises to try to maintain that. And, and that, I think, is very important for everybody, not only having to use wheelchairs if you're you know, paraplegic or quadriplegic, and it's critical.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's really good that the therapist was able to tweak what you're doing and you know, help to improve to keep your strength. So it's good.
Well, I'm not always an A student with that, and it's really hard to stay focused, and it's so easy to get off track and to miss it and to not exercise, and so many people with MS, unfortunately, they give up, and you just can't give up. You've got to fight for everything that you need to fight for.
Yeah, exactly, definitely, so true. And we have another wonderful photograph of you in front of your monitors, your TV monitors and your computer, so that you're able to see the whole layout of your whole company, and tell us about that. Well,
I have in my home a kind of a miniature recording setup, and I can do video and I can do audio, and my monitors and so forth are for doing my own mixing and so on, as well as I record my MP3 hypnotic downloads, which are recordings people can use at home for different types of self-improvement, as well as I have a number of websites. I have 3 different websites with blogs and so forth.
Right.
So those have to be maintained, and it's a constant marketing type of thing to keep the website updated and advertise and so forth on the internet.
Yeah, but you actually have a microphone too, so that you're able to do little webcam things, right?
Right, right. I make a lot of videos that are used for tutorials.
Wow.
That are instructional.
Right.
A lot of them are for people with anxiety disorders.
Right.
For helping them overcome and manage different types of symptoms of anxiety. So I created a lot of not only auditory MP3 recordings, as well as tutorial videos, and many of them I've put on YouTube and so forth. And I notice you've got a lot of YouTube videos out there too with the show.
That's right. Well, we've been doing it for about 28 years now.
Wow.
But I mean, now we're so thankful that YouTube is there, because it really has opened things up to having more people see it.
Right, right.
That's great. So, and the tutorials, you said that there's one that somebody would be able to log on for free, there's one. Right?
Well, on my Instacom.com website, I have a free download, which is called Deep Calmness. It's just a profound relaxation recording.
Oh, great! And actually, tell me that again. What is the address?
The website is www.instacalm, that's INSTACALM, like calmness.com.
All right, great. So that's what was actually on the side of your vehicle.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Instacalm, yeah. That's the name of my company, and, and the technique that I registered. Makes you instantly calm.
Right. That's great. Well, whatever works, because I love hiking in the redwood forest. I just love redwood trees, and I think they instantly calm me down, lowers my blood pressure, and just sitting in the middle of a beautiful redwood grove just makes me so happy. And up in the Santa Cruz Mountains, there's a park called Henry Cowell Park. Beautiful, beautiful, very wheelchair accessible too.
Yes.
As well as Big Basin is another great park, very accessible. There's a lot of areas that are really good for the wheelchair with paved trails, and it's just so fun. But anyway, but that's probably really helpful for your clients to just think of a relaxing.
Well, you saw my picture in my office of that redwood tree. That's probably why you're saying that.
Exactly.
And that picture, at one time I wanted to put a photograph in front of my reclining chair that people would have to look at. That would kind of mean calmness. So my first thought was to find a picture of a seascape. And then I saw that picture of that redwood tree. And it was just so calm looking at it. So I got that picture for the office.
Gorgeous, yeah. And we're so lucky right here in the Bay Area. There's a lot of redwood trees just here. In our, Sunnyvale and Mountain View and Palo Alto and San Jose. There's a lot of gorgeous redwood trees that are just, beautiful. So that really helps to calm us down. Just look in the area. So that's great. And so tell me one more time what that web address is. Instacalm.com. Instacalm, like calmness.com. Oh, wonderful. Yeah. That's great. And so I think if people are interested in finding out more, they can just go to your address. They can go to that, and I invite everybody to download that download. It's free of charge. You'll get to experience the deepest state of relaxation. Wow. Just listening to it. It's a 19-minute recording. Yeah. Wow. Fantastic. That's great. Well, we're looking forward to that. I'm sure. Okay. All of us are. Get your copy. Exactly. Yeah. Definitely. And so the fact that people are, if people are interested in finding out more, they can contact you. And you know, see what's available online.
Certainly, yeah.
As well as, you know, people can come to your location as well. But you can talk to them about that, you know,
right.
in the future.
Right, yeah.
That's great. Wonderful. Well, I want to thank you very much, because this is so important with the information that you have, and it's going to help a lot of people, people with disabilities as well as people with, you know, physical disabilities.
Right. Thanks for having me on, Donna. And this was great. This show is fantastic. You're helping a lot of people out there.
Thank you, Charles. Thanks. And thank you so very much for joining us. Until next time, I'm Donna Yeager with On the Move. Have a wonderful day.
We all can choose to make a difference. Our time is overdue. If we collect our dreams, take them on the move. We're rolling and we're walking, but we're not sitting still. There's a world of adventure to explore. We're signing and we're talking, from New York to Brazil, from Canada on out to Singapore. We're on the move to make this world a better place. We're on the move, we're striking out to set the pace. We all can choose to make a difference. Our time is overdue. If we collect our dreams, take them on the move. We're on the move to make this world a better place. We're on the move, we're striking out to set the pace. We all can choose to make a difference. Our time is overdue. If we collect our dreams, take them on the move.